Towards the end of 2015, Canadians chose a person named Justin Trudeau to lead their nation. What were his credentials? Let me guess. Yes, he was the most handsome politician on the planet. His face was more feminine, which meant that the man invoked instant trust among the masses. Add to that the Botox hiding his wrinkles. All these credentials were good enough to make someone a darling of the liberal media. Like the Indian chapter of liberal media pushed Rahul Gandhi in the late 2010s, the Canadian liberal media had found Trudeau. The presence of the famous politician Perry Trudeau in the father's name column of his identity card added another level of trust among liberal media houses. Soon Trudeau became the darling of the masses. No one actually grilled him over policy issues. 7 years down the line, Indians wish someone had the audacity to do just that. Trudeau's open support to Khalistanis is now yielding disastrous results. Namaste, welcome to TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Apurva, and if you're watching us on Facebook, give our page a like. And if you're watching us on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Coming back to the story, in this video, I'm here to tell you about Trudeau's role in the resurrection of Khalistan. So, let's begin. Recently, a video went viral on social media. The video was shot in Toronto, Canada, and the place in the video is Swaminarayan Mandir of Toronto. The mandir has been subjected to vandalism and there are clear attempts to erase its identity. Moreover, anti-India and anti-Hindu slogans like Khalistan Zindabad, Hindustan Murdabad are seen graffited on the walls of the mandir. The act has been condemned by various public figures including Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown, Brampton South Member of Parliament Sonia Sindhu, Chandra Arya Member of Parliament and the MP Ruby Sahota. The Indian High Commission has asked Canadian authorities to punish the guilty for the crime. The Commission tweeted, and I read in quotes, "We strongly condemn defacing the Swaminarayan Mandir of Toronto with anti-India graffiti. Have requested Canadian authorities to investigate the incident and take prompt actions on perpetrators." Despite the incident drawing criticism from all quarters, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has not uttered a word against the offenders. Not only him, even his coalition partner Jagmeet Singh, who is supposed to protect Indian heritage in Canada, has not spoken a word about it. There is a reason behind this concentrated silence. The reason is that whatever was written on the mandir has both active and tacit support from Jagmeet Singh. Singh is in fact the catalyst behind the rise of Khalistani sentiments within the Sikh community, both inside and outside Canada. Apparently, he is more methodical in his approach than the Khalistanis of the old time. Old order Khalistanis were less systematic in their approach and mainly believed in rampant violence to make governments succumb to their demands. For this purpose, they created mayhem in Punjab during the 70s and 80s. In Canada, they bombed Air India Flight 182, an Air India flight operating on the Montreal, London, Delhi, Bombay route. However, violence was met with counter-violence and attempts failed in gaining institutional support. Jagmeet Singh, being born in the city of serial killer Paul Bernard, probably learned a few tricks from him. He took a more democratic route and was cautious in his early years. He utilized these years to build a social political base for himself in Canadian politics. Jagmeet, in fact, became the first person from a minority background to lead a major political party in Canada and has led Canada's left-leaning New Democratic Party NDP since 2017. To explain the NDP in one sentence, it is enough to say that the NDP is the reason why Justin Trudeau is in power in Canada. Trudeau's Liberal Party could not win full trust of the masses. That's why they now are in a coalition government with Jagmeet's NDP. In other words, Trudeau has to toe Jagmeet's line, no matter what kind of demand he puts to the front. Now Jagmeet is an open backer of Khalistan, and it won't be a hyperbole if we call him an openly anti-India person. In June 2015, Jagmeet Singh appeared on the stage of a Khalistani rally in San Francisco. The rally had posters of Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. The rally also carried display signs like India out of Sikh homeland and 1984 Sikh genocide independence. In his speech there, Jagmeet accused India of committing genocide against Sikhs. In the early 2016, he was seen in London with pro-Khalistanis Jagmeet Singh, co-founder of National Sikh Youth Federation, and Harvinder Singh Mandir. Jagmeet's friends in London were seen endorsing religious superiority by claiming that Sikh culture, language and ideals are top-notch. Jagmeet Singh in fact explicitly said that they want a sovereign nation and are ready to take up violence. Jagmeet Singh's support for Khalistan is so blind that he even refused to accept that they were Khalistanis who bombed the Air India flight. Despite being aware of the dirt on Jagmeet, Trudeau still decided to go ahead with his coalition politics. As soon as NDP came to power, Jagmeet started to institutionalize the Khalistan movement in Canada. He is believed to have been aided by the presence of Harjit Singh Sajjan as the Defence Minister of Canada. Captain Amrinder Singh had openly called Sajjan a Khalistani sympathizer. Knowingly or unknowingly, with the chances of former being higher, Trudeau started catering to their demands. In May 2016, Punjab police told Canadian government to nab a dreaded Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Singh Najjar. He was running a terror camp near Mission City in British Columbia. Najjar wanted to create terror in Punjab through bombings. It took 2 years for the Canadian police to take action on the lookout. Even after that, the police set Najjar free within 24 hours. Later, the Canadian government's intentions became clearer in official documents. In 2019, Trudeau government published a report titled 2018 Public Report on the Terrorism Threat to Canada. The report focused on the threats from internal terror to Canada. In the report, there were certain references to Sikh extremism and Khalistan. But soon Jagmeet took action and the Khalistan reference was removed from the report. Resultantly, the Trudeau government's popularity among nationalist Modi government went downhill. It did not help his cause that during his India tour, he refused to meet Captain Amrinder Singh, an openly anti-Khalistani Chief Minister of Punjab. Trudeau was also met with similar negligence by Indian authorities and treated only with diplomatic formality. The main reason behind farmers' protests gaining momentum in India was not unpopular clauses in farm bills. It was the Khalistani elements spread all across Canada who saw this as an opportunity to break India into factions. They poured millions of dollars to keep the protest alive and helping it continue for more than a year. Think about it. Farmers have their own farm to grow their crop. They won't waste a year in Delhi leaving their crops behind waiting to be compensated. Then came the Canadian Prime Minister with open support to these forces. Expressing his concern about the protest, he said, and I read in quotes, "Let me remind you, Canada will always be there to defend the rights of peaceful protest. We believe in the importance of dialogue and that is why we have reached out through multiple means directly to Indian authorities to highlight our concerns. Canada will always be there to defend the right of peaceful protest," said Trudeau, who showed no remorse in launching an offensive against truckers' protest in Canada. Apparently, even truckers' protest became an opportunity to create anti-Hindu havoc in the country. During truckers' protest, mandirs were vandalized with murtis disrupted. Cash, jewelry and donations were also stolen. The first such incident was witnessed when truckers were galvanizing for the protest. On the 15th of January 2022, these miscreants wreaked havoc on Sri Hanuman Temple in Brampton, Greater Toronto Area city. 10 days later, they vandalized Mata Chintpurni in the same city. After the 25th January incident, it became a routine affair for pujaris and bhakts to worship Bhagwan amidst fear of attacks. Mandirs were targeted one after another. Media reports indicate that at least half a dozen mandirs were harmed by Khalistanis. The incidents took a brief halt after Trudeau's suppression of truckers' protest, but not permanently. The latest attack on Swaminarayan Mandir is just the indication of Khalistani sentiments taking a monstrous shape. Why am I saying it? The reason is that the Trudeau government is on the verge of recognizing Khalistan as an independent nation. Recently, a Quebec-based research institute on self-determination of peoples and nationals published a report titled "From Golden Temple to Punjab Independence." This report endorsed the demand for a nationwide referendum about Khalistan in India. In fact, Khalistanis are conducting a mini version of their referendum plan in Canada's Gore Meadows Recreation Centre in Brampton. Rallies comprising thousands of cars are being organized to garner support. This time around, the demand for Khalistan is endorsed by Pakistan's ISI as well. Veteran journalist Terry Miluski published a report titled Khalistan, a Project of Pakistan. He explained how the Pakistani ISI is providing funds and manpower to revive the Khalistani movement in Punjab. The report also elaborates on how Canadian authorities provide a safe haven to people connected to ISI. It is sad to see a country enjoying a reputation of being one of the nicest countries on planet Earth openly supporting separatism in other countries. Under PM Modi, India would not have much problem in suppressing the sentiments, which is not supported by local Punjabis as well. However, it is Trudeau who has to decide whether he is ready to hamper long-term ties with India. 21st century India may, for a moment, forgive the gravest of crimes, but not separatism and other anti-national activities.